Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about using thicker threads in your sewing machines, specifically 12-weight thread. This is the largest thread you can safely run through the eye of a machine needle. Most sewing machines will be calibrated for a medium weight thread such as a 40 to 50 weight, so we're going to give you some tips to make sewing with 12-weight a breeze. You may not need to follow everything on our list to sew successfully with 12-weight. In fact, your thread will probably sew beautifully without many adjustments. We've just compiled a list of some helpful tips for those who run into trouble, and we'll give you some suggestions of easy adjustments you can make so that you can run your 12-weight thread easily through your machine. The first and most important thing you'll need to do is to change the needle. If you're using a 12-weight thread in 100% cotton or rayon, we recommend a size 90/14 or 116 top stitch needle. If you're using a specialty thread such as Glamour, a 12-weight rayon that has a strand of metallic running through it, you can even use a 116 or 110/18 top stitch needle. Because of the metallic in the thread, having even more space in the eye of the needle for the thread to move around will greatly reduce shredding and breakage problems. We recommend using top stitch needles for heavier threads, as they have a larger size eye and a deeper groove along the needle shaft. This helps the thread to sew more smoothly. An alternative to top stitch needles are super non-stick needles. If you're sewing with 12-weight thread through a layer of fusible, these needles will greatly reduce friction and help the thread glide through the material. Depending on your machine, you may also need to lower or increase the top tension slightly. Lowering the tension means to loosen it, and increasing the tension means to tighten it. It may seem natural to lower the tension when you're running with a heavier thread, and in some cases this may be true. However, in some instances, you may need to tighten the tension to make it run properly. The only way you'll really be able to tell which direction to go is to sew a test strip on a scrap piece of fabric. You can tell if the tension is too tight if the bobbin thread is pulling through the top. Alternatively, if you've loosened your tension too much, then your top thread will pull through to the bottom. A perfect stitch will have the top and bobbin threads nested in the center between the fabric layers. You may also end up with a bird's nest of thread on the bottom if the tension is set too tightly. What you put in your bobbin will greatly impact the bulk of your seam and your stitch quality. We always recommend that you put in a superfine bobbin thread with a 12-weight thread. This is Deco Bob, an 80-weight cottonized polyester thread that we recommend as your primary bobbin thread. You can see that this thread is a lot thinner than the 12-weight. If you were to sew with 12-weight in your bobbin as well as in the top, you'll find that your seams will be bulky and not attractive. Your machine could also struggle to run both of these heavy threads at the same time, which could reduce your stitch quality. Putting this thinner thread in the bobbin will keep your seams flatter, reduce tension problems, and keep your stitch quality looking beautiful. If you do plan on using 12-weight thread in the bobbin, such as for bobbin work, take extra precaution. Standard bobbin cases come calibrated for 40 to 60-weight threads, so if you put in a 12-weight thread, the thread will be thicker than what the tension is set for. It will be difficult to change the settings perfectly back to where they are set for medium-weight threads, so we recommend purchasing an extra bobbin case so you can play with the tension settings. You'll want to loosen the tension slightly so the thread lays flat like it's supposed to. Otherwise, the stitches can look very tight, and the thread may pull from the top to the bottom. Check out our video on changing bobbin case tensions to learn how to do this for yourself. When sewing with heavier thread, it's important to also increase your stitch length to 2.5 or 3 millimeters to help reduce the density of the stitches. Because the thread is thicker, it will look dense with a regular stitch length. Increasing the stitch length will make it look more like a normal stitch. Keep in mind your normal stitch length is usually set around 2. So here are a couple of troubleshooting scenarios and tips on how to resolve them. Once again, pay attention to your needle size. When you use a needle with an eye that is too small, it will put stress on the thicker thread and could cause it to break down. The larger eye in a top stitch needle will prevent any issues. When you are sewing with a heavier thread, make sure you slow down and enjoy the process. This is especially important when you are stitching using decorative stitches with a lot of back and forth. In summary, if you make just a few minor adjustments, you will find this thread to be a dream to sew with. You will fall in love with the bold look and texture you can create in your projects with a 12-weight thread. It's perfect for adding dimensional effects, as you can see in this thread painting done with a 12-weight Egyptian cotton called spaghetti. Cotton thread gives you a beautiful matte finish paired with the natural look and texture of cotton fabric. Because we use the thicker 12-weight thread, you can see the thread stands out from the fabric, making it ideal for bold designs. You'll also find 12-weight threads in rayon, such as this 100% rayon thread called Accent. Rayon is smooth, soft, and glossy with a lot of shine. We love using it for decorative designs and highlighting because of its light reflecting properties. Some other fun 12-weight specialty threads can be used, such as this rayon and metallic thread called Glamour. Glamour has a strand of metallic running through it, giving it the gloss and soft finish of the rayon mixed with the eye-catching sparkle of metallic. These are the threads you will want to make an impact with your stitching. Consider using 12-weight thread for any decorative machine stitching, bobbin work, couching, top stitching, machine applique, machine quilting, and big stitch hand quilting. Or even use it to run through the loopers on your serger for a decorative edging effect. These threads can give you a look that you can't achieve with regular medium weight threads, so don't be afraid to experiment outside the thread box. Have you tried using a 12-weight thread in your sewing machine? In the comments below, let us know if you still have questions and what you would like to see in the next video. If you learned something from this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and tune in for more great tips and tutorials. We'll see you all next time.